Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. What's really good, LeSBP Trading, Familia, Buenos Dias, Bonjour, Bon dia, Sabona, Guten Abend, Komponwa, Masaka, Aptav. Thank you all for tuning in. So, today seems like it's going to be a really slow day. It is Monday, June 16th. The market is moving relatively slow, so let me make sure I got everything up that I need to have up and only the stuff I need to have up because I'm notorious for putting up random shit on the screen when I don't need to. Notorious. Okay, we look good. Are we signed into everything? Yes. Yes, we are. All right, so it is 9:30. We got the 9:30 open. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. Um, there is no news today. All right, so no news today. We got to be safe today, safer than we were last week. Um, last week we took some L's that I feel like could have been avoided. I did a little bit of searching this weekend just to see like what I did wrong, where I messed up at. Man, we had a few trades that we ended up taking that we weren't even supposed to take. I don't know why I took them because I don't record the whole day anymore. I used to record the whole day and just kind of take notes and stuff like that and see, but apparently a trade that we took last week we weren't supposed to take, and that kind of knocked us off at the end of the week. That was on Friday. Kind of knocked us off. We ended up losing money when, according to the strategy, according to what I was supposed to follow, we were supposed to actually win. So not very sure on what happened because usually I am pretty good at following my strategy and pretty good at making sure that I don't take any miscellaneous trades anymore because I'm not trying to just look for anything. I'm literally trying to just go for my strategy. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but maybe I need to start recording my days again to make sure I'm taking the right trades because that way I can see, is it like my indicator lagging or something and it gave me the wrong signal, or whatever it might be. But either way, no news today, so we're just trying to see if we can slow down. I think for me, slowing down would be working off the 5 minute chart instead of the 1 minute chart, just to be sure that I'm actually taking a decent trade. As for trade evade, no trades today so far. And then as for this, we're up 623. Could be doing a lot better. I talked about that on over this weekend. We're supposed to be up technically like $1,800, but yeah. So we'll see where that goes. If I need to do a reset, I will, and we'll just keep it moving. But no rules broken. Up 623. Eight out of 5 days. $1,003.50. All that is good. As you can see, no trades taken as of today. These dates are a little miscued. I'm not really sure why they're a day behind. This is literally supposed to be the 13th, but whatever. I'm just going with it. And then as for the day, if we were to be looking at the 1 minute chart, technically we'd already be in this trade, or we'd be getting ready to get into this trade at the close of this candle. Now, once again, I'm going to be taking the 5 minute setups instead of the 1 minute setups. So this would be the entry right here. And this would have been the stop loss. But I'm not going to get in on the 1 minute setups. I'm going to wait for the 5 minute setups to see if that works out any better. And then we'll go from there. So as for right now, everything is looking decent. I'm going to make sure that all of my parameters and stuff are set up properly so that I'm not sitting here and just talking shit. Make sure everything is set up good first before I start. Talking shit as if I'm right. um, Actually, this is a 5 minute setup. We can't even take. I don't know. So we'll see. We can't even take the 5 minute setup because it didn't pop in correctly. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I can't even take this 5 minute setup because the actual trading candle is longer than the stop loss candle. So can't do anything with that. So I guess it'd be waiting still. As for yesterday, man, the market has moved quite a bit since the reopening on Sunday. On Sunday, we had a nice reopen. This would have been a trade right here. Um, and as you can see, man, it moved quite a bit up to where Wednesday's high was. So, yeah, it was quite a bit of movement on this one. Let me see if we can jump up to that 2 hour. Moving out of the range, did pretty good with that. So moving out of that 2 hour, 4 hour range, going up past the highs and stuff of this past week. Um, stepping up back to the area where you would see, the highs of, or the highest of the highs, basically, is where we're trying to figure out if the market wants to go. But as for right now, we ain't in it. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to continue. Um, that's a glass candle. It would have taken us out too. Look at this. It would have taken us out right here. So I guess it's a good thing we can jump into that. But yeah, we would still have to wait for 5 minute setup. So I'm going to on. I think I talked to my brother about it. I you know looked at the trades myself, and I think what I'm going to do is on those non-news days, we're only going to use the 5 minute time frame because it just seems to make more sense um, to stay away from being in like 30 million trades. It just seems to make more sense that we only use that 5 minute time frame so we can get, less trades, less opportunity to lose and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use that 5 minute time frame for right now so that we don't get caught up in too much of anything. I have a plan to buy a new computer too as well. Uh, that'll be literally my streaming computer only. So I won't be putting any work stuff on that, work related stuff on that. I also have an idea for a new desk. I love this desk. This is my standing desk. Um, but I think this is going to be for my lab instead of for my office space. So I'll put my lab material on here, and then my office desk will probably be something totally different. I'm not sure if I want it to be a standing desk or whatever, but we're putting together some stuff. I want to be able to do a little bit better on the streaming, just as well as like separating that from my actual work related stuff, and then separating even more than that my personal stuff. So we'll at least have this as a personal computer. I have my streaming computer, and then of course I already have a work computer. And I just need to be able to separate those things because if I feel like if I'm not separating those things, which the reason why I usually don't is because my desk is just not big enough. Like it's this much space, and it's not that much because I got technically two bigger monitors, one small monitor from the actual computer itself, and then my setup with the camera and the microphone. Like it's not a lot of space, so we'll be trying to figure this one out soon enough. Soon enough. But yeah, this will also help me not to fight against the market trying to buy and sell too quickly as well. Because as you can see, we've already been going up and up and up and up. So No reason to fight the market if we don't need to. But probably going to be a more or less boring day looking at the 5 minute time frame. Of course, the 1 minute setups come a lot quicker. The 5 minute setups do come a lot slower. So if you're here to get some excitement, it's not going to be an exciting day ever, probably with me, to be honest. But today, definitely not. Like today, definitely not, because we're in the 5 minute time frame. Setup take a lot longer to come through. Um, so yeah. All right, I'll be quiet for now. We'll see if we can get anything. If not, I'll stay on here an hour like usual. And if we can get anything, we get something. If not, then we'll just have to come back tomorrow. But I don't want to rush into any setups. Last week was definitely a good lesson. Last Monday and Tuesday was definitely a good lesson. Tomorrow we have core retail sales month over month, retail sales month over month. So we at least have red folder Tuesday and Wednesday, and then back on Thursday and Friday, no red folder news days. And then next week is also, slightly non-news as well, because we have Tuesday and Wednesday non-news, but we have Monday, Thursday, and Friday with news. So it's gonna be an interesting week this week, because 3 days no news, and then next week 2 days no news. So it's gonna be interesting to see if and what we get, you know, possible with the news and everything, or with our trading, I should say. So we'll be back. All right. So if you're just tuning in, we're trying to work off the 5 minute setup because there's no red folder news today. Um, Instead of working off a 1 minute setup, we did have a 1 minute setup, 10 pip try, but I did not take this trade. So we'll see if I end up regretting that or not. And then we'll go from there basically to see, if it ended up being a good trade or not. But uh, trying to learn a lesson from last week. Monday and Tuesday went utterly horrible. I saw better opportunity on the 5 minute setup last week when I reviewed kind of the trades and stuff like that we took off the one. And yeah, those trades just kind of fell like straight through in most cases. So, or I had to lose like 3 trades just to win one. Um, and sometimes that one didn't even give me the full validity of what I needed. So we're just trying to see if it works out today. If not, then that's fine. I know I probably shouldn't change what I'm doing just for the, I don't want to be a knee jerk reaction, but at the same time, we don't have much room or leeway in a sense to make a mistake. So if it's not a red folder day, what I'm trying to do is basically limit the trades, and then if it is a red folder day, we can stay on that 1 minute setup and see what we get. I just want to limit those opportunities because sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Uh, so right now, yeah, that's all we got. That is all I got. Seeing if we can do it or not with the 5. But yeah, we'll be back on and off. We don't have any trades yet. I'm just trying to scope out, see what would have happened so far on that 1 minute time frame. But yeah, we have no trades yet. I need price to kind of go back down into this particular area for me to, figure out if I want to jump into a trade or not. And if not, then we can go from there and see if we can get a trade or not. But other than that, we got nothing right now. We got nothing. So we'll see. I mean, the market it's went up quite a bit since yesterday or last night, I should say. So there's no reason why it would want to stop. But at the same time, I think we would have had to lose at least one trade first before we got into this trade. So this trade technically would be a 14.25 pip because I think that's what we would have lost if I go down to the one. Just looking at it, let me see. So this first trade would have been a loser. Yeah, the first trade would have been a loser for, yeah, 14.25 pips. Oops. Then we would have got a second opportunity here. So that means we would have had to go for a 14.25. We would have had to go for 14.25 there. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. It looks like it's on. Yeah. So that would have hit. That would have hit for 14.25, $300 right there. Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's tricky. It's very tricky. Very, very tricky. That's why I hate changing setups, changing strategies and stuff like that, you know, in the mist. So we'd have lost because we're at 623. So we'd have lost 4.25 times 5 times 6. We'd have lost 127, and then we would have gained it back on this trade. So I don't know. It's one of those days, man. We're probably gonna shoot ourselves in the foot, knowing that this trade would have been a winner. Um, really ugly when that happens too, as well. So kind of sucks. And watch now, if we get into a trade, it's gonna be a loser, like automatically, probably. Yeah, I just need to stick with one thing. That's the problem. I need to stick with one thing, regardless of win or lose. Just stick with it. That's been that's been my problem lately. Like I usually don't have that issue, but then I start getting trust issues about my own trading strategy, and then of course you want to switch up and stuff like that, and see if you can do something better. But I just need to stick with it, and that's the one thing I want to do before I start putting my own money back into my account. Like if I'm gonna waste it, I might as well waste it on a challenge account where I have to spend so much less and get a lot of room to whether I grow or fail. I get a lot of room, where I don't have to put my own 2 to 3K in just to see if I'm actually gonna win or not. Um, and go from there instead of saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just jump right into it." So that would have been the trade off the first stream. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there because I do have a lot of stuff to do today. I need to make my business account for TradeStation. I need to actually no, sorry, I need to register my business first, and then get my EIN, and then I can register my business account with TradeStation. So I had a lot of stuff to do today. Sorry for the jumble of a stream. I should have just stuck with what I tested and knew, which was the 1 minute. The 5 minute is kind of more or less like a, if he kind of setup, because I haven't tested that as much as I've tested the 1 minute. I should have just stuck with what I knew. So we'll try again tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I will have like my business stuff done and I won't have to worry about that. I won't be trading on that account for a while anyways. That'll just be me kind of putting money in, and just waiting until it grows a little bit. And then I'll be trading that once I know that I am good with taking my own setups and not just, jumping around from the 1 minute to 5 minute, because that doesn't work for me. I know sometimes it works for other people to look at some, if the one time frame is not working, the bigger time frame, they'll go to that. Or maybe if a bigger time frame is not working, they'll go to a small time frame. That doesn't work for me. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to stick with my one time frame, which is the 1 minute. That seems to work best for me. And I'll go from there, because switching back and forth, we just missed out on a trade going from the 1 minute to the 5 minute, trying to see if we can get a 5 minute setup because there's no news today. And me thinking like, well, last week went bad, so this week we'll switch it up to the 5. I shouldn't be doing that. So we'll figure it out. I'm just gonna stick with my 1 minute time frame, which I should be doing anyways. And yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. Thank you for catching the stream if you did. If you didn't and you want to catch the stream, I usually jump on about 9:20, no later than 9:30, unless I have a meeting, which I did today, so I had to start probably about 10 minutes late. But our first 2 trades already passed us by. So that first trade was right here, which would have been a loser for 4.25. Our second trade was right here, and that was a winner for 14.25. So we missed both of those trades. And I don't want to hold on to y'all too long for no reason, because I feel like we're just probably not going to get what we're looking forward to today. So either way, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks. Peace. I'll do a recap by the end of the day, so don't worry. I'll recap what we ended up taking, or if we took anything, by the end of the day. All right, y'all. Thanks.